We started offering pre-orders for the Katana back in April 2025 when we revealed it at Sea Otter.
Oh, hold on. Hold the phone. What's going on with the rear mech?
But unfortunately, we're making the decision to not go ahead with bringing the Katana bike to market. And the reason for that is financial constraint. We will be refunding pre-order customers in the coming days. And we really appreciate the support of all the pre-order customers and their faith in us and everybody else who has supported us along the way. So at this stage, the Katana is a demonstration bike. It demonstrates what's the potential of a bike with a Supre Drive, like what kind of ride feel and performance you can have. There's a few reviews out there of the Katana. Just earlier today, actually, there was a new one posted on Blister Review, and all these reviews are remarkably positive about this bike, and they point out how lively and fun it is, and how incredibly quiet the Supre Drive is. So they point out that the Supre Drive, it shifts as well as a 12-speed Shimano drivetrain, but it's way more quiet, way more composed. There's no crazy chain slap, it's just dead quiet. So the Katana, I think, is a successful demonstration of the potential of the Supre Drive and what a bike can be like with the Supre Drive. And we welcome anybody who wants to try their Katana prototype bikes to experience it for themselves. So our first Katana bike was 150 front, 130 rear, and this is actually a newer prototype. This one is 170, 150, and we're really happy with it. We are in a position to continue to build drivetrain parts and provide those. So if any bike company wants to develop a bike that's equipped with a Supre Drive, we're super interested in working with you. Also, we still have patent protection for the Supre Drive, and if any other drivetrain company wants to build Supre Drive drivetrain parts for themselves, we're super keen about licensing the patent so that they can do that. There is some potential in making it a little bit more appealing for other bike companies. So one thing is that this frame can only be equipped with a Supre Drive. But I've had ideas for how you could design a Supre derailleur that mounts to UDH mounting, so that you could design a frame that perhaps you could get it and it could have the Supre Drive, but if for some reason you want to revert to a conventional derailleur drivetrain, you could do that switch. And so there's potential for making it a little bit less of a commitment for bike companies. I realized that the forward position of the idler pulley, while it has some significant benefits with reducing cross-chaining angles and things like that, it does place some constraints on the design of the suspension system and the design of the frame. But there's still a lot of potential frame designs out there that can work with that idler pulley position and with the layout of the Supre Drive. This bike is just one of those potential suspension systems. Now, to give a quick overview of the adventure so far of developing this drivetrain and bringing it to market, I had the idea for the Supre Drive about 7 years ago, and that was in Chelsea, Quebec, in the little town where I grew up. I developed the drivetrain for 3 years or so, building prototype frames and drivetrains in my parents' basement, and then I revealed it to the world. And there was a ton of support. People were super stoked about the idea because it turns out there's a lot of people who break their derailleurs. And then with that excitement, I managed to raise some funds from investors, and then I moved to coastal BC. I've always wanted to live in British Columbia, and so that's where I am right now. I'm on the Sunshine Coast in BC. There we go, Lal HQ. And when I moved to the Sunshine Coast, I built a little team, and we continued on refining the drivetrain parts, and we started working with Nikolai, which is the first bike company that went ahead and built a frame that's designed to work with a Supre Drive, and that was for sale for a while. Unfortunately, it's not for sale anymore. It wasn't super well received. It was quite heavy, a little bit more bike than most people want. So that didn't pan out in the long run, but it was still an awesome learning experience. And then there's a lot of other bike companies that are interested, but none made the commitment of fully going ahead with developing a bike equipped with a Supre Drive. So I decided to prove to the world myself what's the potential of the Supre Drive and how a bike can ride with the Supre Drive. So I designed, and the team at Loud Bikes, we built the Katana. And the first one was 150 millimeters front, 130 rear. This is a newer prototype. This one is 170, 150. But both bikes perform exactly as I wanted and envisioned. They're both quite capable, but also super lively and playful and just fun to ride, while having the benefits of a really quiet drivetrain with a derailleur that doesn't break and the unsprung weight moved to the middle of the bike for better suspension performance. So these Katana bikes are exactly how I wanted the bikes to perform, and I'm really happy with them. So if anybody wants to try these Katana bikes, we're here on the Sunshine Coast, and I can meet people in the Vancouver Sea to Sky area, and I'm super keen for people to try these bikes, experience it for themselves. But yeah, at this stage, there's no other bike companies that have made the leap of offering a bike with the Supre Drive. I hope there will be in the future. Thanks for watching this video, and thank you everyone for your support along this journey. Vai-te embora, subiu, a caipora arrepiou. Vai-te embora, subiu, a caipora arrepiou. Vai-te embora, subiu, a caipora arrepiou. Vai-te embora, subiu, a caipora. Eu de sabia, saíque, caixinele, maracajá, vou de matita, pere, saci, pere, boitada. Vai-te embora, subiu, a caipora.